Okay. All right. Boys, we're actually good this time.
Oh my god.
It's only
Man.
6:19 p.m.
7:19.
Okay.
Sorry,
You know.
Can't date the podcast like that.
Shoot. Fourth wall. I'm not in Central Time. That's not a thing. Nope.
We're in the same room. That's what's crazy.
It
I
is
know.
actually insane. This room is huge, and it has a whole bunch of yes.
Much like all of those TikTokers that live in the same house, as do we. This is all the same house.
It's just all in the same house, all different rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and half of them are in a different time zone because we live like right on the border between East and Central.
Exactly.
Exactly. Welcome to the Forecast, episode 139. The Forecast is a bi-weekly podcast, produced, streamed, and sometimes released on Thursdays. We are a community of people who love exploring and discussing all kinds of things from video games and board games to film and TV to our everyday life experiences. If you'd like to know more about what we do, you can follow us at facebook.com/thehorizonfb, or you can come hang out on our Discord channel, or you can check out our website at wearethehorizon.com. We have a ton of original content for you to browse through there. Additionally, everything we talk about is in our cast notes, which is pushed out to whatever podcasting app you are using. I am Aaron with a really just scraggly voice today, so I'm drinking some Throat Coat. This is a real freaking thing. It is an actual tea. Don't think it's like a sex thing. Alex, for some reason, relates it to that. I don't know why he would go there.
Because it's like a sex thing.
I don't think it's like a sex thing. Anyway, I'm Aaron, joined by a couple additional people. Owen.
Hi, hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Alex.
So,
Chad Sandberger.
Caught him off guard. I just out of curiosity, have you ever, like, when you're sick, just drank like tea with maybe like 2 shots of whiskey? And some honey?
I mean with honey definitely, but never with 2 shots of whiskey.
All right, so let me tell you what: tea, 2 shots of whiskey, honey, and the next day you're gonna wake up and you'll be chipper.
All right. Okay.
So is that what a hot toddy is?
Which?
Yes, that's a hot toddy. It's a thing.
yeah, hot toddy. Yep.
Hot toddy.
It's delicious. Hot toddies are great. Caleb.
That's me.
And Jake.
Hello, everyone. Hi, happy to be here.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Let's get started with Owen moving his mic about 4.5 inches away from his mouth so it doesn't gain like so crazy today. I don't know why it's going nuts, Owen, but it's it's feeling crazy. It's feeling like you're just popping off over there. Are you really excited about a 24-hour stream planning?
I'm extremely excited about the 24-hour stream.
I can tell. Let's start with a rant from Jake.
It's not a rant. This is like a news thing that I saw and I thought would be fun. I'm gonna post a link to it in our chat. So we're gonna cure COVID because Razer finally put out a COVID mask.
Yes.
Oh shoot!
It's got RGB as you would expect.
No, it does freaking not. Are you
Oh my
serious?
god, it does. What I
does.
really want to do is I want us, since this is an audio medium primarily, I want us to take turns describing it. So for me, right, this is like if Bane got really into clubbing, like in his teenage years. That's what this feels like to me.
To me, it's like if you crossed street art with like EDM and you really want to be in the middle of both of those cultures. Boom, here you are.
I like it.
It's like
Owen's
Exclusion Zone Russia with like Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, okay.
Cyberpunk 2077 like wishes that they had masks this fucking cool.
I'm sure they'll be adding it. I'm sure because everyone still loves Cyberpunk. Everyone's still playing it. Everyone's still talking about
when
it.
When the game finally releases,
Yeah.
they'll have it in it.
When you scroll down the page and see the second picture and you see how cool that guy looks, you just want to buy one instantly.
I mean,
for sure.
It's legitimately.
It literally
a Mortal
says for all
Kombat
your
mask,
Cyberpunk
like
2077 cosplay needs.
Yeah, I was gonna say
no, it
Sub-Zero.
does not.
It does.
Get out
It
of here,
does.
Razer. Ugh.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
it's like a raving like Sub-Zero. What is it? Scorpio? Is there like Viper or something like that?
Scorpion. Or yeah.
Those
Reptile.
Shredder.
yeah. Well, it's like a version of that, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
Honestly, if those could just be like little spinning records on the side where the ventilators are, you could totally turn it into a turntable.
True.
Honestly,
They reference Immortan Joe in this article, which is the villain from Mad Max. You remember what that guy looks like?
Can we also mention that this thing comes with a special edition with 99 days of filters for $150? Because of course,
who's gonna wear this in public?
only the coolest
Someone.
people. I think we should all get one. Honestly, if we weren't all donating all of our money to Extra Life, I know each and every one of us would be buying one of these.
Well, I think because we're a news reporting podcast, and we have to stay up with the times, one of us needs to buy this and review it.
That's true.
I think we should get Razor to send us each one to
Yeah,
review
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
They do listen to this podcast, so
Listen, Razor, since you're out there, I will only say nice things about your horrendous face mask.
When they first announced it was supposed to have a voice amplifier built into it, but apparently they scrapped that.
Yeah.
I can't
trying to look
believe
for that.
it.
Yeah,
only
right.
if it was like digitized. Like I can't have it be like my regular voice, but if it's a little bit over the top, yeah.
Like if it actually did the Bane voice.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, 100%. I would have bought that a long time ago.
Isn't there
absolutely.
a microphone in it in order for it to actually send?
There was supposed to be, but there's not now.
Yeah, it's not in
Yeah.
there. They took it out.
I
for
do
some
kind of
reason.
like that it's see-through, so you can see the person's mouth.
I don't. It looks so dumb.
I mean, it looks very dumb, but it's actually an issue with face masks.
Yeah.
How
Like,
fast do you
I
think that
appreciate
fogs up,
that
though?
much of
it
it.
probably does fog up almost
Like
immediately, huh?
instantly, right?
Yeah.
There's no way people actually can see your mouth.
Oh
I
man.
love the decision
Honestly,
to put green lights pointing at your mouth, so your mouth is lit up.
Yeah.
it's still
so at
ugly as
nighttime you can
sin.
see the person's mouth and nothing else, just like a glowing mouth.
Okay, but like, haven't you, as somebody who wears a mask, gotten like good at smiling with just your eyes and not your mouth, to where
Mhm.
you're about to wear this and you'll have that same issue where you're just like you'll do the
Yeah.
eye thing, but then you won't do the smile thing, and they'll be like, what's going on with this person?
To be fair, the good news is, with this mask, nobody's going to pay attention to anything other than this mask.
Right?
For me, as an adult, this is one of the first times in my life I've been able to stick my tongue out at people without them knowing. So this totally defeats that purpose.
Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah, dude. You know how many
Do you
people,
just-
nobody knows. You're just like,
Do you just lick the inside of your mask?
Yeah,
though?
it sounds like your mask is just gross.
It
all
It
the way.
sounds
is.
so unpleasant.
I mean, I just slobber so much anyways when I talk, so it doesn't really matter. It's just
Wow.
soaked in there.
Because
It's all
Oh my
this throat
God.
coat. That's the problem.
because of the fact that your mouth is covered with these masks and things, I've in COVID started doing this a lot more. The little like shun finger.
For the listening audience, Owen is stroking one of his pointer fingers with his other pointer finger.
Yeah, it's like the shun thing. You never did this when you were younger. You'd be like, ooh.
Yeah. That's
I
a
know what you're talking
common
about.
hand gesture.
Sure.
We got to bring that back. We got to use that more often.
I am happy to report that the Razer site has an AR filter, so you can see how this mask would look on yourself.
Excellent.
No.
Oh,
Let me
my
never
do that.
gosh.
I really need them to invest in like RGB Invisalign, so then you can put them on your teeth and then wear this mask and then just smile and it's just RGB everywhere.
It's like a
Yes.
fucking disco in your mouth.
And then at some point, somebody else releases like the non-RGB version of this, and it's just a normal mask, and they're like, "Oh, we're going back to the basics," and it's just a black mask. It's time for black and white. Go RGB free, baby. It's gonna happen.
Church.
Gonna. Oh, all right. Let's go to what have you been playing lately, and we're starting with Alex. And for the first time in his forecast career, there is literally nothing behind his name. It is Alex with a dash and then a blank space, like he's been playing nothing.
That seems wrong. That seems
Right?
not correct.
Can we all just take a moment of silence for Alex here, because I'm concerned.
I can't take a moment of silence because that's his thing.
Oh, that's
And
true.
we already did a
We can't-
rant, so
That's right. We can't take it from him. All right.
Mhm.
I don't have anything unique that nobody else has listed. And also, basically, my video game has been watching the international, so.
We could talk about that for half a second. Tell us
Yeah.
about your experience with watching the international.
It's a lot of Dota, hours upon hours per day.
Yeah.
It's also very good.
Yeah.
How many do you think you're going to watch in total once you're done with it? Or are you done with it?
We're not
We're
done
not-
yet.
We're not done.
Okay.
We're on to Saturday. We have about 5 games from Saturday and then another 8 games on Sunday that we have to watch.
That's like 12 more hours of Dota, maybe more.
No, most games actually end. This Dota is like, or this TI is like, most games are ending between like 25 and 45 minutes.
Oh,
There's not a lot of really long games. I don't know if it's just because like XP game is quick, but game's pretty quick.
I love how you say 45 minutes isn't that long. And I know that you mean in Dota terms that is fairly short, but to me any game that I play that's 45 minutes, I'm like, that seems like a lot of goddamn time, man.
I mean, it's a commitment. But in past TIs, we've definitely had games that went an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on a sec. Don't you play Civ, Owen?
That's
That's
true.
like a week-long game minimum.
I do occasionally fuck around in Civ.
All right, Alex. Well, I'm going to skip over you as long as that's okay if you have nothing else you want to say. I'm going to give you a second in case you need to say something. We're here for you. Okay.
He's thinking
All
about
right.
it.
Moving on. I will go next.
I'm not clever enough to come up with something cool to say.
Alex and I and Derek, Derek played a little World War Z Aftermath, which is like a less good Back 4 Blood. Hopefully he's listening right now.
Is this the
he's
second
not.
World War Z game?
It's the same game
it's
with like some
yeah.
DLC in it.
Same game?
It's like a
Okay.
re-release. So we bought it. We played on the easiest difficulty because that's what it says. Just like level 0 to 5, you're supposed to play on that difficulty. It's the same kind of premise. It's 4 players. You're picking from a group of people that have special abilities, and then you picking up weapons as you go, and you have like mission-based things. And you're kind of working your way from, not necessarily safe room to safe room, but from one end to the other of a map and sort of accomplishing objectives, kind of like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood. But the difference of this game is that instead of like a small amount of zombies being threatening, there's just thousands of zombies, and you're just mowing them down. We finished the second mission, and I think I had over 700 kills.
Oh wow.
But they're not all coming at you. So instead of like everything being on the same level where you have zombies approaching you from all sides, this game has this sort of height-based mechanic. I guess it's not really a mechanic, it's just level design, where a lot of the main zombies are on one level, and you sort of maneuver yourself into a different level. So you're watching them crawl up a wall or scale a train or whatever. And so you're just standing above them and just mowing them down while they're trying to get to you.
Like the movie, if you remember the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they're trying to climb the Great Wall.
horde climbing.
Does it make
Yes.
you feel like
The horde
Spider-Man?
climbing was like
Very
the
close.
real, like the only cool thing. in that movie.
Yeah. It
In
may
the
have
game
been
or
the
the
only cool
movie?
thing in the game, too. No, the game is, I think, built to be third person, but it literally has a switch. You can just go from third person to first person mode. It's just in the settings. Kind of weird. One thing we did notice, and this may just be because we bought the Aftermath version, but we played the first round, or the first mission. It was kind of hard. And then we went through and looked at gun customization, and there's a ton in this game. You can customize your reticles and your attachment, like everything. And then whatever you customize, that's the way the gun shows up when you pick it up in game. But when you buy the Aftermath version, you just have all of these legendary version guns. So I just equipped them all, every single one of them. And the first gun I picked up, I just mowed through zombies like it's not. I never got even touched.
Yeah.
On the second mission.
They're all like fully
pay to
kitted
win.
out weapons that would usually take you a long time to progress through the game to unlock all the pieces. Let's
So you're
give them to
saying
you.
it's pay to win. You guys are paying to win.
I mean, we didn't really. I mean, I just bought the version of the game that includes this. I don't even. Can you
I
even
think that's
buy
the
base
only
game
version
anymore?
of the game you can buy now.
Yeah, I don't know that you can buy the other one. When you search it, it just comes. If you search World War Z, it just comes up with World War Z Aftermath. Period. Anyway, it's actually not that bad of a game. It's cool. It literally is the same basic idea as a Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead, but like I said, the difference here is just the amount of zombies and the significantly less threat that they actually pose. You're just kind of shooting. So anyway, I don't know that I'm keeping it. It was kind of fun, but Back 4 Blood is just so much better, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's move on to Owen. What have you been playing lately?
So I just wrapped up Kenna and the Bridge of Spirits earlier today, and it's a fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. I talked about it in the last cast, but now that I've had enough time to play it fully, I was really appreciative of the combat and just how you kind of get into like a wonderful flow state of just like, okay, I'm gonna whack this enemy here, I'm gonna throw a bomb there, I'm gonna arrow this person, I'm gonna jump up, dodge this person, and like you just kind of get into a rhythm of like how to defeat all of the different enemies, and it just kind of felt a lot of fun. It's also just gorgeous, great story, probably one of my top picks for Game of the Year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this has been fantastic. I've really fallen in love with this game in the past 2 weeks. I've played a bunch of other games, but we're going to get to that later.
How's the ending? Is the ending any good?
I really like the ending. I thought that the story that... I mean, like, you kind of knew where the story was going, but it didn't feel bad hitting those beats. And you're just kind of like, okay, this is nice, this feels good, this is a fun thing. And so I enjoyed it. The boss battle at the end was extremely entertaining to do. I feel like the only complaints that I really had from it was just that there are some enemies that you start fighting that they don't really explain what to do to fight them. And so it took me a lot of trial and error just to figure out, being like, oh, I'm supposed to do this, and then that makes them vulnerable, and I can do all of the other things I've been doing. And without having that kind of, like, hint, it kind of was just, like, frustrating for a little bit.
This game looks like if, like, a whole bunch of people left Disney, and then they wanted to turn Raya into a video game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's what it plays like or what the story's like, but that's what it looks like.
The story has a lot to do with like spirits in the afterlife and like hanging on to things that are keeping them tethered to the world. There's a wonderful story of love between two spirits. There's a wonderful story of family between others and leadership on another one. Like it does a very good job of having a decent theme and story throughout the entire thing. Plus the rot are just the most adorable goddamn things ever. So
cool. Caleb, let's move on to you. What have you been playing lately?
Well, I blasted through Metroid Dread, which is real good.
Real solid?
Yeah.
This is like a 2D
Metroid.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it is a whole lot of fun. It's got everything you want in that Metroidvania vein.
Now, what did you play this on? You Switch, right?
Well, I did purchase it on Switch, but it turns out it runs a lot better on an emulator. So I played it on an emulator.
Awesome.
Now I could also, have my nice headphones, all that good stuff.
Do the 2D games have the like mystery puzzle solving that like the Prime games do?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the Prime games and the 2D games are incredibly similar, other than 2D instead of 3D.
They've had several other 2D Metroid games, right? And I don't think I've ever played
there's been
any
a lot
of them.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they have like 8 or so.
The only one I think I played for all of like, I don't know, 10 minutes so that I could get that suit when you connect the controller to the, or you connect it to that controller cord to the GameCube, and you get that special suit. Oh yeah, dude. That's where it was at. Did I just date myself? I'm not that old, guys.
So they added the mechanic of the enemy you can't kill in this game, right?
Yeah, the Emmys.
Which is messing with me hard in my playthrough right now.
Because it's tough, or because you don't like it?
Because I'm like having enough trouble trying to navigate the map. And then on top of that, if I'm in certain areas, I can't take my time to figure out where I'm trying to go because there's a dude chasing me and I can't do anything about him. I have to run away.
Yeah, so there's these zones essentially where there's a patrolling enemy in it called an Emmy that you can't kill normally. You have to find a special upgrade to kill each one individually.
Is that like the award Emmy, or is that like the meal?
It's E.M.M.I.
Okay.
Emmy.
Jake, you're muted. I have no idea what you're saying. I see your mouth.
Yes.
That is the worst name I've ever heard in my entire life.
It stands for something. I don't remember what, because it was said once.
Are you sure it's not like S.T.A.L.K.E.R?
Oh, jeez.
Like in this case, it's E.M.M.I?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just checking. All right.
But there's these zones where there's a patrolling Emmy, and if it's relatively close to you, like it's on your radar, there's a little dot that keeps track of it. If it's that close to you, anytime you move, it will detect you and then start chasing you or start trying to find you. And as soon as it sees you, it just chases you until it grabs you and murders you. And you have like one chance to parry your way out of being murdered by it, which is incredibly difficult because the timing is like crazy tight.
Yeah.
You have to basically anticipate when it goes off. Did it a couple times, but
the game
mostly you're
like
dead.
the game tells you that too. It's like the tutorial's like, you have a chance to do this, but you're probably not going to.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you have to
Emmy
navigate through
stands
that area.
for
Got it.
Extraplanetary Multiform Mobile Identifier. So there you go.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
I love it.
But yeah, you have to navigate those areas really fast because once it spots you, you just got to sprint and get away from it, or you got to, jump back and restart that whole area. So usually I'll find a quick path through, and then I'll look back at the map and see where I need to really try to get to and like plan it out before I go back into an Emmy zone. I really like them actually because it's the one time in the game that you feel vulnerable.
Vulnerable, that's the word you want to choose?
Yeah.
Not like, I don't know, dread?
I mean, yeah.
Got him.
It's got a little bit of that.
Right.
It does accomplish that feeling well. It's just kind of like I've several times like been at the edge of one of the areas, and then I just open the map. I'm like, all right, well, if I'm trying to go through here, I want to go straight, drop down, go right, go down again. And it's like I have to like think about the entire path I want to take through the area first, and then run through it.
And then you walk through the door, and he's directly in the path you wanted to take.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun. I think I 100%ed it in like 9 hours.
Wow.
Not crazy long.
Have you played any of the other 2D Metroids?
I played Super Metroid, I think.
Super Metroid. Okay.
I think that was the one I played.
Is it similar to that, or?
I mean, definitely similar. It controls way better, obviously.
Sure. I mean, it's a lot newer.
The controls are actually really nice. There is one exception, which is the spin jump.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that there's like a timing to it.
Sure.
It was hard to get used to for a while. But everything else, man, it controls really nicely. It's a lot of fun to just
feels
play.
very good, like wall bouncing off stuff.
Yep.
Parrying things in combat feels real nice.
So make it feel like Metroid?
They have the parry mechanic from, I think, one of the more recent previous games.
Samus Returns added it, yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun. It makes combat way more enjoyable. Yeah.
Cool.
After that, I moved on to a different... I hesitate to call it a Metroidvania. I think it is, but kind of iffy. A game called Unsighted. They top-down hack and slash kind of Metroidvania with like vertical platforming, even though it's top-down.
It sounds frustrating.
It's weird. It's not frustrating to play or anything. The combat actually is quite fun. It's just hack and slash with you have like a backup ranged weapon. There's a dodge and there's a jump mechanic you can use in combat also as a second dodge almost. And a parry, so that's always nice. There's one kind of unique mechanic in this game that I've not seen elsewhere. And so in the story, everyone are these robots that were given sentience.
Sure.
And they all are slowly powering down. So everyone you talk to has a listed hours of runtime left until they die. And you can find items that increase people by 24 hours at a time. And you have to like pick and choose who you're giving them to in order to keep them alive. So like the guy that upgrades your weapons, he starts out with like 60 hours or 80 hours. So you got to pretty quickly bring him back some stuff to make him last longer. Otherwise, you just can't upgrade your weapons anymore.
It's pretty interesting.
Really, yeah. It also means that if you just take too long in areas, somebody might die.
So does it run on real world time or in-game time?
No, in-game time. Hours aren't very long in in-game time. I'd say maybe.
Because I was going to say 60 hours, like, that shouldn't be a problem, right?
Right. But no, an hour is like maybe 10 minutes of time. In
Okay,
game.
that's pretty scary, actually.
Yeah. So things tick down really fast, and I haven't gotten to somewhere. I have had a couple people die, but they're not people that I cared about really.
Wow.
Wow.
Yikes.
Well, there's this old lady in a robot suit who you could like buy gear from, but you didn't really want to buy gear from her. So I let her
She's
die.
an old lady, yeah, whatever, right?
Damn.
Am I right, fellas?
The morals.
It does one thing that I also hate.
And that is?
So you get like movement abilities, right? Movement ability upgrades. One of them is an ice grenade launcher in order to put little ice patches on water so you can jump across them. The problem is you have to equip it to your weapon slot, your ranged weapon slot. And I hate when they do like abilities that let you traverse the area, but they require that you equip them. Because then anytime I want to use it, I gotta go in and equip it, or I just have to use it forever instead of my preferred ranged weapon.
Sure.
And that drives me insane.
Is there no quick swapping between
Nope.
those? Oh,
Gotta go in your
yeah, that's
inventory and
pretty
swap your
awful.
weapon. Yeah.
If they gave you like a selection wheel so that you could make it quickly and then you could
Right.
navigate that way, that'd be fine. But the fact you have to go in your inventory is,
Yeah, it just seems like such a bad piece of design.
Yeah.
So it's really irritating. But the rest of the game has been a lot of fun so far. I haven't finished it yet. Hoping to soon. I've also been playing this game called DAP. I played the demo a while back. Finally picked it up. It came out recently, actually. It's a spoopy game. You're just a little guy called Dap running around in this creepy, really atmospheric area, and you're finding other little guys called Dap, and you just say Dap Dap to them, and they start following you, and they say Dap Dap all the time. It's kind of adorable.
Dap dap.
Yep.
Dapper.
Yo, dap this
and
up.
then you meet like corrupted ones that you have to fight, and the game gets really creepy. I like it a lot. I've been having a lot of fun during this October spooky times playing it. It's just a little adventure with some light action elements. Then I've been
It's
playing.
October.
What? Yeah,
It's October.
You got to play
Mhm.
spooky games, right?
It's true.
Mhm.
Indeed. It's the rules.
I'm gonna skip this next one. We'll just go on to 2D and Top D.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I've been here for a bit. So 2D and Top D is a little puzzle game with a neat mechanic where you control two characters, 2D and Top D. In 2D, when you're controlling 2D, the game is side-scrolling, two-dimensional platforming kind of look to it. And when you swap to Top D, it freezes 2D in place, and the camera shifts just like slightly angles away from you, so that everything that was two-dimensional this direction turns and is like in
Two-dimensional.
Top D.
Top down.
Yeah, top-down view.
Top
So
dimensional.
the platforms that 2D is jumping across, you swap to Top D and you can like grab them and move them around. So you have to like work together between the two to unlock the door and escape into the next puzzle.
Oh, that's fun.
It's pretty neat. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I think I'm close to finishing it. A couple of the bosses are kind of frustrating because they're kind of difficult, and it's only one hit, and then you got to restart the entire boss.
Oof.
Yeah.
I presume this is only single player because the other character freezes when you swap dimensions.
You can play 2-player?
That'd be weird if you did, though, I guess.
Pretty sure you just control the one character and the other person's frozen. But I
You just
don't know.
wait. Nice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just wait.
Fun.
Just pause. It'll be fine. You'll get to play
Yeah.
again, I promise.
I paused and I was like, oh, maybe I should play this with somebody. And then I was like, that seems
No.
horrible, actually.
I mean,
Seems
it's
not great.
like
Yeah.
when you start describing it, it sounds like it's going to be a game like Ibanob or any game where
Yep.
you play
Yeah.
as two characters and you go do something. But
Yep.
the fact that it freezes one when you go play the other is, I mean,
Right.
it's no way.
Hey,
It
yo.
wouldn't be any fun.
Hot take. Ibanob 2, where's that? I want it.
That's the hot take.
Yep.
Not much
What
of a
up?
hot take.
Ibanob.
Yeah.
Ibanob,
This
good
sounds like a
game.
take.
What
I feel like-
lukewarm of a take.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get on the Owen level of hot takes.
It's a
my guy.
freaking
Yeah.
really good co-op concept that should be explored more, I think.
I don't know that's a hot take. I think that's just like
That's just
It's
tap
hot
water.
take, dude.
That's not
agrees
even
with
a
me.
hot take.
Everybody disagree with me right now. Sucking
You're
games is
right
hot.
on.
It
You
sucks.
considering it a hot take is more of a hot take.
I noticed in your games list, Caleb, you don't have Inscription. Does that mean you
I
haven't
haven't-
played it yet?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
very excited to. Very excited to.
I can't believe you haven't played it yet. I've seen a lot of people call it their game of the year. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
I didn't know people liked it that much yet.
Oh yeah,
That's great. Because it just came out, I think.
overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Man, I'm so excited. Looks like a creepy roguelike.
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed that both of the last two games you listed, 2D and Top D, and whatever the one was you didn't talk about it, I can't remember the name of because it was long.
Rainbow
Curse
Billy,
Leviathan
Curse
or-
Leviathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them look like the most colorful games. Like just here, have a rainbow color palette. Have fun.
Yeah. And then you look at DAP, and it's like all a muted green color.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
it.
Tap.
Dap dap.
DAP. You just put DAP's really good if you want a creepy game for right now.
Dap. All right.
Yep.
Jake, let's move on to you. What have you been playing lately?
All right, so I'm finally gonna talk about. I've been playing platformers, just like platform games, kind of generally,
Mhm.
and it's kind of all I've been playing. So I'm gonna just talk about all the ones that I've been playing. I finally started playing the Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Yeah.
I've never played Spyro before now.
Great.
It's not really much of a platformer, huh? You really just kind of just run around and pick up gems. That's kind of the whole game.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. It's fun in kind of like a mindless way, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna run around, I'm gonna pick up gems, and I'm gonna go somewhere else to get some new gems.
Yeah. The second game is my
Probably-
favorite of the trilogy.
You probably have to have nostalgia for it.
I was just gonna say, I think it's
That's-
very much a.
I'll believe that.
Do you think-
even for me, it's not bad. The first
think-
one's pretty rough.
Do you think people can go back and play or not go back? Do you think people can play the Crash games now, having never
Yes.
played them in the past, and be like, these are amazing?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, I've played Crash 1's pretty rough, but Crash 2's
Yeah.
actually pretty fun, and I've never played Crash Bandicoot
Yo, don't
before
you be
now.
hating on Crash 1.
It's just it's a little too
No.
frustrating.
It's just the
Like-
levels where you're running directly towards
Listen.
yourself.
Those suck,
It's-
but also
it's-
just the collision detection for
Those
like
are-
landing on things.
It's
It's
a
a
is
Souls
horrible.
like of the
It's
Crash.
just full
Oh
slide.
my gosh!
It's the Souls like of
The
Crash
Souls like of
Bandicoots.
3D platforms.
Gosh. Oh, it's so
Oh my
bad.
God. But in the realm of 3D platformers, I also finally finished A Hat in Time.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a freaking amazing 3D platformer. I don't know why I slept on this for so long. I freaking love this game. It's so fun. I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's kind of hard to dislike. It's very
game-
fun and colorful.
The game also has co-op, which I've always wanted to like
It
do
does.
with somebody, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any
Oh.
friends, so I didn't play it that way. But it was really really fun.
I've only
What's
played a
the-
couple hours of it. It was fun. I just dropped it for something else and never went back.
What's the
It's-
premise?
It's basically you're like a timekeeper type person. The setup's kind of vague, but you basically like your ship is broken. You got to go get all these time pieces. They're like hourglasses. It's basically Super Mario 64.
Okay.
There are worlds. You go, you get the thingy.
Yeah.
There are different like missions you can do.
you jump on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, jumping on
The boss
stuff.
fights are pretty cool in them.
Yeah, you run, jump, dive. There's one like
Oh, so it's dodgeball.
Yeah. yeah, you got it. You got it.
You can dodge a wrench.
There's one like spooky level that's really fun. You sign a contract and give away your soul, and so you gotta like go through all this shit to get your soul back. It's really fun. It's a really good
That's
game.
cool.
No, I ended up liking it a whole lot more than I thought I would. So I'm glad I went back to it. And then I've also these I've kind of just been playing kind of in the background. I haven't talked about them yet because I wanted to do like a whole platformer thing. I played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is a 2D platformer on the Switch. And I don't like it as much as a lot of people do. A lot of people really, really love this game, and I get why.
Yeah.
It's got really good design. I feel like the issue with it for me is that the movement's a little simplistic. You can roll, like the main like tech to it is you can roll as like an attack, but if you jump out of it, you keep that momentum so you can go like super duper far.
Nice.
I feel like the game's never like, okay, here's where you need that or you're not gonna make it. It's usually just like way overkill to make a jump really easy.
Mm.
So like I didn't dislike it, but I feel like it didn't live up to its potential. I feel like it could have been better if it was a little bit harder.
Needs
Is
to
it just
take
not
notes from like
designed with that mechanic in mind?
I mean, sometimes it is. It's like there's one way to do it, or if you roll jump, you can get there like way easier. There's some like
Seems
more
weird.
difficult collectibles you can get. Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of stuff in here that kind of leaves me scratching my head. Like the bosses are like really long and really difficult. Like you have at best 4 hits before you die, and the bosses can take like a very long time. And if you die, it's way back to the start.
Mhm.
Which is really especially since it's not like Dark Souls where like you can kind of find openings and hit them. It's usually like you dodge stuff for a minute straight, and then you have one chance to hit them. And if you don't hit them in that chance, you got dodge stuff for another minute. So dodging stuff for like 5 minutes, dying, and having to do it all again is really frustrating.
I do like that you confirm this game's not like Dark Souls. We have
It
one
is
of
not
those
like
at
Dark
least.
Souls. Nope. Mm-mm.
It's important to confirm that.
And then the last platform I've been playing is my favorite one, Rayman Legends. I've also been playing it on Switch. It's a 2D platformer, and it's fucking great. It's so good. It's so
Better
good.
than Hat in Time?
I mean, this one's 2D instead of 3D, but also yes, better
Okay.
than A Hat in Time.
Wow.
Because A Hat in Time has kind of a similar problem, I guess, a little bit to Donkey Kong Country, where there's a dive move, and a lot of the platforming assumes you're not going to be very good at the dive move. But if
Mhm.
you're halfway decent at the dive move, it's pretty freaking easy to just dive move your way through a whole level and skip whole sections.
So definitely not precision platformers.
Not really. Rayman Legends, on the other hand, it's just really good. It's got a run button, which I always appreciate. Let you get through those levels a little bit quicker. It's bright and colorful. And like the last level of each like set of levels is like a musical level, which is the coolest fucking thing. You're like running through a level and the background music's going, and you're like platforming off of stuff in time to the music.
Ooh.
Very cool.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
The
And
way the characters are drawn and move makes it feel like it doesn't control as well as it does. Because the way their motion is, it's
No,
weird.
for sure. But I think it handles like a dream. I think it's excellent. Another thing they do that I really appreciate. So a lot of platformers have like pickups you can get, but with Rayman Legends, you have like a string of collectibles to get, but the first one is pink. And if you grab them in order, they basically, once you collect the first one, the second one will turn pink. And the pink ones are worth twice as much, right? So the idea is you want to keep that flow going of getting them all in the right order. Because if you miss the first one and get the second one, they all turn yellow. You don't get the special one anymore. So it kind of just encourages you to kind of follow this nice flow that the level's laid out in. I don't know. It's just so nice. It's
That
so
sounds
good.
fun.
I recommend it so much. It's actually on sale on Epic. Plug for Rayman Legends. Go buy it. It's so good.
Did you know A Hat
You know?
in Time?
I do. I am. That's me.
A Hat in Time and Mario Odyssey came out the same month.
Really?
Wow.
I did know that.
I
tragic.
wonder how
That's
mad
tough.
A Hat in Time dev was when they were like, "Oh, a big name Nintendo 3D platformer that's hat based released the same month as us."
Yeah, no, that's rough, buddy. That is rough.
All right, last but not least, Chad, let's talk about the game that you have been playing. Because I'm pretty sure you played one game since our last podcast, and only one.
Actually, we played Dota together.
Oh,
There it
that's
is.
true.
We
That's
had
true.
like a little bit of Dota.
Just teeny
bonding.
tiny bit. It was like just sprinkled in
Yeah,
there with a whole bunch of
so-
something else.
I don't remember how many hours I said I played
had-
last podcast.
You had 163 hours last podcast.
Well, I have 227 now.
Oh no, sorry,
Good lord.
163 is in a week. You had like 120 something.
Okay. Got you. All right. So, New World.
Mhm.
Nothing really like from the last podcast, nothing really like mind boggling or anything that I can really talk about with this. There's a couple bug fixes that Amazon's done. It's kind of interesting. All of the end game content seems to be very buggy, and like they didn't expect people to be sweaty nerds and actually sit on the game for 227 plus. There was a guy that was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, I have 350 hours in this game." I was like, "Jeez." So
Wake up, play New World, go to sleep, repeat.
yeah. So basically, in this game, there's like Azos stats that you use to close corruption. Corruption is the main boss basically of the game. You have to go around to each map and corruption's popping up. You have to close them with your Azos staff. you go through quest lines to improve the staff to different tiers. Tier 4 and 5 were just straight bugged. So usually what happens is when you go through the tier 1 to 2 quest, you get rid of your tier 1 staff. It leaves your inventory. You have tier 2 staff in your inventory. Between tier 2 and 3, it does the same thing. Tier 2 leaves your inventory. What happened between tier 3 and tier 4 is that you just kept the staff in your inventory somehow, and it just bugged out. You couldn't close anything level 55 or above. So you're pretty much stuck at level 45 corruption, and it's maximum 65. So it was just kind of sad that there was a lot of issues there. The what is it called? The Outpost Rush, I think, is a 20-man v 20-man PvP combat that it's going to be like more like casual players are going to be able to play a little bit more because you don't have to get signed up for a war. You can just jump in and matchmake. That's bugged. One of the bugs was people were ending up inside the Outpost Rush and glitching to where they couldn't get out of the Outpost Rush. So their character was just in limbo, which is not great.
No.
There's other things like spawn rates and stuff like that Amazon has to look into. If you're taking it slow and you're leveling up through the game, maybe you're around level like 30 or so, game's probably phenomenal for you right now. Just end game, just take it slower. End game's not great. Some of the happenings that happen on my server that I actually wanted to kind of dig into a little bit with this, story time is there's been some drama going on.
Drama.
You got the Eve online kind of drama going on. So basically what ended up happening was there is different factions in the game. So there's Marauders, Syndicate, and Covenant. So that's green, purple, and yellow. The Syndicate is very, very large on our server, and for some reason one of the guilds in our or companies on our server in the Syndicate decided it'd be funny to completely destroy and delete the entirety of the Syndicate's Discord. So they had a war with the green the same day that they basically did this, and the rest of the Syndicate were like, well, screw you, we're not going to help you. And so we just got a free territory basically, and so green now has 2 territories instead of the one that we got shrunk down to because we kept getting attacked. So I was like, wow, this is like, that would happen in real life where people are like, you did scummy things, we're not going to help you, and then territories get taken. So
it's funny.
Fun event.
It sounds like an Eve Online story.
I was just about to say that,
Yeah.
Alex. I was like, it sounds like something I would read about Eve.
Yeah. So there's different like alliances and stuff and different like drama talks and such with like different factions. Finally somebody made an actual server Discord to where we can actually like all come together with all factions. And there's like a neutral party who made it. I don't know how they're neutral, but it says neutral party, and so I'm like, all right, whatever.
Somebody from a different server.
You maybe, I don't know. That'd be cool. Server transfers are coming in. They got bugged today, but some people have been able to use them. Yeah,
I heard the economy's basically crashed and everybody's bartering now.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I haven't felt this just because I haven't been worried about like how the gold is spent, or like I haven't bought a house. Just none of that. So I haven't really dug into the economy because I'm still just trying to push to 60. And so after I got to 60, I was going to focus on like crafting and the economy and stuff like. But I've been reading a lot about how it's just the gold, you can't really get it, and then at that point, like there's nothing really, like it's so scarce that you can't really spend it in the trading post because you need to spend it on like taxes and stuff like that. So
right.
People are like, hey, I have silver bars, can I get like XYZ? I haven't seen that on my server yet, and I think it's because a lot of us are still just leveling, but I think in the bigger, more populated servers, the ones that are like queue times and such, they're actually feeling that happen to them. Another happening is on my faction, there was a bunch of trolls and we were losing, so it was even more heated. And they all kind of like dispersed to other factions. And so we're kind of in that comeback kid story faction, and it's more like tame now, and people are kind of chill and you start seeing names of people who used to be on our faction and they're in other factions now. And you can beat them up. It's kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's jump in and talk about some other game related things. One big game we need to talk about because it did release, also a couple of additional updates, but let's start with Back 4 Blood, which just recently released. I know multiple of us have been playing. I don't know who wants to start talking about this first.
May I?
Owen.
Go, Owen. Go, Owen. I feel like you played a crap ton of Back 4 Blood.
What's my playtime on it? I haven't played as much as I'd like to because I'm trying to like stop myself from going too far without you all. I'm at 34 hours right now, which isn't a ton.
Holy crap!
Isn't it?
Not a ton.
Not a ton.
Just a few hours.
I
When
mean,
did the game
like
come out?
to be fair.
Oh, you had it early also.
Yeah, I also had it early. But also, like, to be fair, like, I think in that same time I would put probably a good 10 to 15 hours onto Apex that I was, like, purposely... I was like, no, I'm going to stop playing Back 4 Blood and I'm going to play Apex, just so that way I'm not, like, speeding through the entire game. But yeah, so Back 4 Blood, it's Left 4 Dead with cards, and it's really good. I've been enjoying it immensely. I think that there definitely is some issues with the like kind of like pickup game system when you don't have a set of 4. I think that there's some issues with that just because like I'm trying to play on veteran and there's a lot of people going into Act 1 on veteran and nightmare and they just installed the game. And so you get thrown into these lobbies and they're just like, you know, and you mark yourself that you're like, okay, I want to be in a lobby with people that have played before. I want to be in a lobby of people that have voice chat. And you can just get thrown in lobbies of like, nobody's got voice chat. They haven't played before. They're hitting every single horde imaginable and just like sitting in a corner and getting themselves killed. No one's pinging anything. And then I'm trying to like, communicate with them and I'm like using voice or in chat. And I'm just like, hey, like, can you ping things so I can help you out? Like, why are you still back there? Like, can you... what's going on? And they're like, oh, this is my first time playing. And I'm just like, why are you playing on the hardest difficulties and like some of the hardest shit with this is your first time playing? Like, you should definitely be doing recruit or veteran with people that know that and can help you, not just going into a group of a bunch of randoms, because that seems like it's designed to then have toxic situations happen.
I mean, this game feels like you're Spider-Man. It feels like you get in a situation where if you get in with a random, they can easily just wreck the entire game. If they just, I mean, you cannot
open all the alarm doors.
Yeah, you spook all the birds.
And I've had that happen of just like someone will join into my playthrough and I'm like, okay, whatevs, you know, I'm just running through this on my own, you know, welcome or whatever. And like they'll literally just like trigger 3 hordes, whether on purpose or on accident, get down, and then leave the lobby. They won't even wait for anybody to go and pick them up or to rescue them later if they've like completely been knocked out. They just like fuck everything up and then leave. And I'm just like, why not stay? Like, I'm
no
not
penalties for leaving.
There's no penalties for leaving, but there's no bonus for you to have. Like, you only get points at the end of the match.
Right.
So, like, why join into a match, you know, like, do whatever, and not stay until the end so you get paid? You know, you get the supply points. That just seems weird to me, because at that point I'm just like, well, now you've wasted your time, because you were here for, like, 20 minutes fucking everything up, and now you've wasted my time, because I gotta restart this again. Like, it's just weird. I don't know why you do that. But when you play with your friends, this game is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was playing with friends. I had this guy. He was like, he played for like 30 some odd hours, but he scared all the birds constantly.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
I think I was playing with a similar guy.
I was making some mistakes. I've made some mistakes.
When I started playing it, we just put it on veteran because in the beta that was the way to go. And actually, the released version seems much harder.
Crazy hard on veteran.
It is much harder.
It has gotten easier. They already put out an update. There's less special spawn now.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
No.
Because so
across all the difficulties. I think.
yeah,
When-
because
When was that update?
It was like a week after it released.
yeah.
Okay.
It happened like 3 or 4 days ago.
Or maybe,
Because
yeah.
when the game came out and I was playing on Veteran like before because I got it early, so before the game was released and then a couple days after, you'd have like 6 specials all at once.
Oh yeah.
And when that roll happened, that was the end of your game. There was nothing you could do because you could like try to kill a couple of them, but then the other ones would pick you up, or the other ones would come in and like throw bile on you and then charge at you and everything. And it was just way too much going on.
You gotta get good, dude.
I will say, in terms of difficulty, I think the corruption cards in this game are the coolest mechanic for Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And if you haven't played corruption cards, they're basically you draw from this deck of corruption cards essentially, and you just get things, modifiers to the way the game is played, make it usually more difficult.
Yeah,
But-
you can get like an armored type of special,
Right.
or base enemies have more health, or you can get mist. Oh my gosh, the mist is
The
the worst.
mist.
Mist.
So
You can just get freaking an extra ogre,
Yep.
Yeah,
which is crazy. You can get the
Or
regular
the-
guys are stronger, or you get a whole bunch of extra birds.
What was
But-
the thing that insta kills you if it gets near you? The hag.
Hag?
The hag.
Hmm.
I
I haven't experienced that one yet.
yeah.
I will say though, just based on the limited corruption cards we've had, a level can feel so dramatically different. We played whatever the level is where you first see the ogre.
Mhm.
I think that was whatever. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We had 3 corruption cards the first time we did it, and it was freaking impossible. And we lost out. We weren't able to even do the continue. We come back, we played again. We drew 1 corruption card this time, and I think it was like, I don't know, the enemies do 2 damage instead of 1, or, the normal ridden. And it was like a freaking cakewalk in comparison. It's crazy how different that can make it.
So I was looking at some of the things that you can do via Twitch inside of the game.
Yeah.
And somebody set up a thing that you can have Twitch pick the cards that you're using from your deck for your build.
Really?
Which
That's
I thought
cool.
was really cool. And
That's cool.
I want them to build that further with Turtle Rock to pick corruption cards. Because I feel like that would be a very fun way to watch and play this on Twitch.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that have the people in your Twitch audience to pick your corruption. So that way you're like, ah, shit, like, they gave me fog, so now like this is gonna be way harder. Or, the audience wants an ogre, so now I gotta take out an ogre.
Do they have like mechanics for custom lobbies? You can select corruption cards to play against?
Currently, you do not have an option to do that, and that's why I'm saying that they need to work with Turtle Rock, because I
Right.
feel like that would be a lot of fun in any update, is being able to have a thing and just being like, yo, let somebody else pick the corruption that we fight. That will be awesome.
Yeah. I feel like that would also build in like extra levels of challenge for people. Like I'm sure people love streaming this game already, but if there's like all right, if you play with these 5 corruption cards, this freaking, veteran on this level is just basically impossible. And then you're going to have people competing against, trying to do it with those specific 5 corruption cards. I think that'd be fun, because then you can specifically spell out, here's the difficulty I'm doing on this level. I know people have done this and not been able to accomplish it. Let's at least try it.
It seems like one of the like the skulls from Halo, when
Right.
there would be
Mhm.
achievements or things that were just like, hey, if you can manage to do legendary all skulls on, like, wow, you're so good at Halo. And so if there was something like this of just being like, yo, do it on Nightmare with all corruption cards on,
Yeah.
like, that would be fucking insane. I would love to try that.
So 30 whatever hours in, 34, is that what you said, I think?
Yeah, 34 hours in.
How far have you actually made it in this game?
I am, like I said, since I've been trying to stall myself, I am midway through Act 2. I've been
Okay.
playing through Act 1 a lot, so that way I'm not, like, breezing past through things. And I think that's also part of the reason why I have the issues that I have been having, is because Act 2, 3, and 4, you cannot play until you've done the previous ones.
Sure.
And so, like,
that makes sense.
yeah, I'm playing Act 1 on Veteran, I'm going to have the people that have never played the game before, whereas if I did Act 2 on Veteran, that instantly solves the problem. They would have at least
Right.
had to do it on Recruit and would have some knowledge of the game. So I'm sure
Yeah.
it does get better. But like I said, I've just been trying to not grind through it and get all of the cards, and also just like have something to look forward to and just kind of progress. I think like pretty much I've been playing for 2 or 3 hours on the weekends to just like that's my progression day that I do new story. Otherwise, I just play what I've already done.
Solid game.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun
to play.
It's
I've read people have a lot of issues with the PvP mode, and
Yeah.
the solo mode looks terrible because you get no progression.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who would play that game PvP
That's-
anyway. Like,
yeah,
you're not there to
that's-
play that game for that reason.
It
Yeah,
also
I mean,
just
that's-
seems
That's like playing Doom and going and playing the PvP in Doom. I'm like, all right, okay, sure, but you're there for the story.
PvP
You're
in
there
Doom
for the
looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yes.
it also
But it's
just
not
seems
freaking-
Nobody ever played it with me.
Oh my gosh, Alex. How did I know that was going to come up if I mentioned it?
There shouldn't be a reason the solo mode restricts
Yeah.
your progress. That seems
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
ridiculous.
does
It's
seem weird.
dumb. I personally find it hard to get worked up about it because who is buying this 4-player co-op game to play it alone?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
you
like
have no
it
one to
wouldn't
play
even
with.
be fun
You just want to
alone.
play it.
Yeah,
Well,
there was
I feel
I
like-
saw a lot of things on Reddit that people were doing exactly that. Of just being like, I bought this game to have a good time killing zombies, and now it's requiring me to be online and play with others, and I don't like that.
I think no matter what, if you were playing it alone, I don't think you would have a very good experience. I'm not excusing them, right? Obviously, like, they shouldn't do that thing they did, but at the same time, I can't even pretend to care about it.
Yeah, and also, like, low-key, the bots are really good. Like,
Are
yeah, there are several sections in Act 1 that if you had 3 bots, you do not have to fire the gun at all. You can just walk
Wow.
straight through it, and the bots will carry you.
I think the benefit of even having one bot is nice. They just heal you and give you ammo if you're low, which I find
Well,
weird.
The thing about the bots is so they have an infinite supply of ammo. They have reduced damage coming in, so they only really take damage against specials or like when there's hordes. But even then, it's reduced to what a normal person would have taken. They always try to heal you, and there was something else. That it's like they just have like really good aim. Oh, right. And the last thing is that they ping shit, which is just. If
That's
you're
great.
playing this game at all, ping things. It makes it so much easier because of the amount of times I'm in a lobby and people are just like, oh, there's a spitter over there. And I'm just like, where? Please ping it. Because then everyone will know exactly where it is and what you're talking about.
Solid game. Back
Yeah.
for Blood. Check it out if you liked Left 4 Dead. This is just better. And
Yeah.
newer.
Couple extra mechanics.
Yep. It's very neat. Very neat. Chad, let's talk about a couple game updates here, shall we?
Yeah, so I'm very confused about this first one. I got texted the other day from a friend. He's like, "What? Why are big streamers playing the cycle again?" And I was like, "I have no idea because if they actually did what, like, I'd recently played this game maybe like a year back, and I was like, dang, they like changed the movements. The point system was a little bit like edited. Game just felt whack, right? Turns out they completely scrapped the model and they went with a more Tarkov feel, but it's aliens. It's still on like the cycle like feel. It's still the random planet that's kind of like Destiny like, and it's like Tarkov-y, where you like come in with a loadout and then you can lose your loadout. I don't understand it. Honestly, like, I feel like their game was perfect way back. I mean, I guess it wasn't because nobody really played it, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so you can actually get into the beta. It's supposed to be coming out full release in 2022, but God knows what is happening with this game. It's been in like alpha stages for years now.
Is it going to be another Praey for the Gods?
Oh my lord! So I guess that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Pray for the Gods. I didn't even realize. And you know, I've been a long time listener. I've been talking about this game for
Like the whole
What,
podcast.
I think
10 years?
I think
Yeah.
you mentioned it on the first podcast.
yeah,
Like, guys, this
probably.
new game's coming out. Pray for the Gods. Oh, back then it was still Pray for the Gods, but it was just spelled.
Yeah,
actually,
but
like,
they
with
had
an
that,
A and an E.
they
yeah.
had, like Patent Fight and like,
Yeah.
Prey, the game Prey.
Good
It
times,
was
good times.
yo, get away from me. Which actually, if you go look at their marketing, it's still Prey. Like
Oh my
they still
gosh.
have those images. Anyways, game's out full release at like around April or June time. Like it actually came out. I didn't realize this, but I had played through the game probably maybe 2 months prior to that or something like that, and got like beat it as much as I could. And I was like, all right, I'll play it again when it comes out full release. So I gotta go revisit that game and play through it. And if you want a game that's like Shadow of the Colossus, it's pretty dank. Pray for the Gods is your game. It's they flushed out some stuff, so you actually got some nice movements. There's lock on now. There wasn't lock on when I was playing. Seems like they optimized it a little bit. So good game.
Nice.
And then there's GTFO, which is an amazing game. And I guess they updated it to, and there was like a rebirth update or something like that, which is like they've been, in stages kind of releasing different what is the descent
The
called?
rundowns.
The rundowns. Yeah. So this is like a different rundown that they added. It's like 005 or something like that. So they extended that in like June. So this is kind of old news. But the new news on this is 1.0 is going to be releasing this year, and supposedly with this rebirth extended, it got some significant beef to it. So even though it's already been optimized, and honestly, I think all of us have always said that this game runs incredibly well.
Runs really well.
Supposedly it runs better now. So seems pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, it coming out this year.
Yeah, coming out this year.
Man,
Could be a 2021 game of the year.
Could be. It's a really freaking good game.
yeah, it's
Best-
a lot of fun.
Best fog I have ever seen in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am good with those.
Better
fog
than the
clears.
Back for Blood fog, eh?
Oh,
Better.
dude.
Better.
It's Mist in Back for Blood.
That's
Excuse you.
It's both, Jake.
It
The
is.
card says both.
The card is called Mist, but it puts fog on the map.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about a few things in news world. Of course, these are all video game related things this time around, but important to talk about all of them. Jake, let's start off with one of your favorite games, God of War.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still don't like this game very much, but it is coming to PC, which is cool. Yeah, I love that Sony's bringing games over to PC, and I look forward to hearing when Bloodborne comes.
Yeah,
Because that's all I care about is
There's
Bloodborne
been-
on PC, please.
more
Also Bloodborne
rumors
2.
about it recently. being
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
ported
sure
to
there
PC.
have. They're bringing all their big stuff over.
That and The
Right.
Last of Us.
Bloodborne's the only one anyone cares about. I'm just gonna say, no one
I
cares
know,
about any
right?
other games.
Bloodborne
Bloodborne's
was
the
like-
important one.
It
Spider-Man.
was like the oldest rumor, and it still hasn't surfaced for some
I
reason.
just
Yeah.
want to play Bloodborne in 60 frames per second. That's
Yes,
all I
please.
want, Sony. Please,
Please.
take my money.
And
If you haven't played God of War, go play it. Maybe one of the best single player games in the past decade. I mean, just absolutely incredible. Except for that one
probably-
time when you go up the mountain.
And then right back down. Walking the
That's-
whole time. Not love it.
The only bad part of the game, and after that, it's amazing. Too bad you missed out.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'll probably end up buying it again on PC, to be honest.
Wow. I mean,
It's
I'm
freaking
sure it'll
awesome,
look better. I'm sure it'll look better.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad they're doing that though.
It doesn't seem like a replayable enough game. I probably won't pick it up on PC.
I ended up watching a YouTube like cinematic playthrough.
Wow, you're one of those, huh?
Because I played through like half of it, and then I moved out and didn't have the PS5.
That is a
So
good
I was
reason.
like- I was like,
Rough.
dang, I'm not gonna buy a PS5 just to play this game. So let me just watch through it. And now they're releasing it for PC. Kind of upset.
Awesome.
Forget what you watched.
Forget what.
Yeah, just
can't
go
forget.
Yeah.
That
Easy fix.
stuff was incredible. I can't forget that.
It's still very important to play it. So just go back, just play it anyway. I still have to go beat the Valkyries, which I've never done.
Oh,
If I try to go back and
Wow.
play that game now, I'm just gonna freaking get
Embarrassing.
wrecked.
You're gonna get destroyed.
Frank just started
Uh,
playing it on
Did he?
PlayStation. Yeah.
Oh, man, freaking awesome game.
He has like a good computer now too, so it's kind of disappointing that he just started playing it on PlayStation now.
No.
I was just reading that Christopher Judge was one of the reasons that the new God of War was delayed. He was
Yeah,
in
I
the
saw that.
hospital. I don't remember what for specifically, but like he wasn't able to do a whole bunch of voice lines. So that's why the game is a little
Wow.
more delayed than what they were supposed to.
Yeah. He was like, "Hey, everybody, my fault. Don't
Yeah.
blame them."
some health related thing.
I don't know
Glad he's
how
doing
that would
better, though.
slow down production like that much.
I don't know.
Like
But-
you could definitely have somebody like just stand in for the voice lines and then model
And
a
replace
mouth
them.
or whatever, and then replace the voice lines.
Maybe.
Or I'm sure there's plenty of work to do on the game besides things specifically
You-
pertaining to the voice.
You'd think.
Listen.
Hey-
Here's what actually happened. Okay, they had a ton of work to still do on the game, and then he got into the hospital and like, hey, can we use you as a scapegoat? He's like, go for it.
How long does it? I mean, how long does it realistically take to record the audio, the
I mean,
voice?
but they gotta
Well-
model the scene to match the audio lines.
And if
I guess
that's
I
true.
like
And if
every
it- he doesn't
every
have,
scene he's in.
and if he
just
doesn't,
all
if it
of
doesn't
them.
have the very specific like tempo of the way that he speaks, it will definitely not match up.
Yeah.
I guess.
It looks like back in August of 2019, apparently he lost the ability to walk, had back
Huh.
surgery, both hips replaced, and knee surgery all at the same time.
Holy
And then he's been
crap.
going through.
Nice.
I think it has to do. I was reading earlier, but it has to do a lot with his time on Stargate. I guess he did a lot of his own stunts. He
Freaking
carried a lot of
Stargate.
people. Yeah, so they just waited on him to finish rehab before they did the rest of his voice lines.
Are we sure he's just not a mechanical guy anymore? Like right now?
Right.
Like,
I mean, he could be. Owen stepped away for a second, but let's skip on down to this other news-related thing. I just want to talk about this. I think it's kind of interesting. Alex and I were talking about Far Cry 6 because we've played the last two Far Cries, and it snuck in and just released without us paying attention. It's out. Neither one of us have bought this game yet. Probably planning on playing it and beating the campaign. But
Ready to go
interestingly
back to a
enough,
tropical island?
oh yeah, of course, of course.
Like what, 1 and 3?
Yeah, I mean, that's just their
Cuba.
go-to. Interestingly enough, though, this game specifically takes 11 to 12 gigs of RAM to render the HD texture pack. A VRAM. Which
Excuse me?
specifically is only available on, the 3080 Ti, the 3090.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think surprisingly there's a 12 gigabyte version of a 3060.
Why?
I don't think I'm making that up.
Why would they have a 12? Why?
That sounds familiar.
Why
for
would they
some
make a
reason.
3060 but they wouldn't make a 3070 with?
Yeah, there's a 12 gigabyte 3060.
Weird.
But
Well,
3080 only 10 gigabytes.
yeah.
But did Nvidia just like, hey, we'll give you more money if you build a game specifically for the new
No.
flagship
No,
cards?
It's the
Importantly-
opposite.
It's AMD in this case because their card has 12 gigs of VRAM.
It's an AMD
Okay.
sponsored game, and
Yes.
conveniently it takes just enough memory to make a 3080 not like worth it.
Wow.
Everybody's
That
like,
is
"Mhm." Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. The 35 gig texture pack. That's a lot of HD textures, boys, but apparently it looks real good if you can get it to run.
My 3080 Ti finally worth it.
To play this one game. Hey, Owen, let's talk about one thing that you've written here, which seems a little bit outside of. Oh wait, this is Chad.
this
Never
a
mind.
Chad
Wrong color.
color.
Wrong
Wait,
color.
oh my gosh.
I look at the two blues and I'm like, woo. This does not seem like Owen, but
Wow,
I'll give it
dude.
to him.
I mean,
Dude.
I'll take a shot at it. Okay, so there's this game. It's called Call of Duty. I got nothing else. Okay.
All right. Call of Duty Warzone tweeted out the other day. It's like October 12th or something, like 12th, 13th, something like that. But it was just like cheaters beware kind of thing.
Oh man, it was the best freaking tweet. It was,
it was.
they were like way edgy with it.
yeah, it was like real bad because like we're coming
see.
for you, basically. And
Yeah.
it's like, bro,
I'm sure
you've
that they're
had,
gonna try.
They say they
Let's
have
see if I
a
can
special
find
set
it.
of skills.
What is? Yeah, hold on. Are you finding that crap?
Yeah, I'm looking for the specific tweet because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. All right. So basically, Call of Duty now has kernel level anti cheat.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so like all
Like
this
Valorant.
time, people
Yeah, like
complaining
Valorant.
and like all this time that they could have been like releasing some like I don't know some anti cheat over the years. They finally came out with it, and it seems like it's doing okay. I haven't reinstalled or anything. Well, I haven't downloaded. I haven't clicked launch and played it because there's been a different game that's been taking up a bit of my time. But I'm real curious because I think I could get pretty much like a win every time because cheaters were the only reason why I was losing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Obviously.
Wait. I thought you were going to talk about the news that this freaking anti-cheat was literally leaked the day after it was released. Did you not know this?
What?
Ricochet. The source code was leaked. So they're reverse engineering it.
Oh no way!
Yes.
I didn't even know that. I just knew about because I haven't been keeping up of Warzone news to be completely honest with you. I just knew like that just came out. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Some guy literally the day after it went live, or I don't know if it was the day after it was announced or the day after it went live. It must have been the day after it was announced. Was leaked, and it's a version that was a 2-week-old driver signed build, but it seems like it's basically the same thing as running in the current game, so it's only a matter of time until it's broken. Which I find,
okay.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
I don't even think that it's in the game yet.
Well, it may not be, but it's out there and people are working on reverse engineering it literally as we speak. That's what I thought you were going to reference. That's funny. You have been playing a lot of New World, Chad.
So the way I read the tweet and the announcement was that like literally they were launching it like the next day. That's more towards Alex.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, because I was like reading through like Reddits and I was like reading through like the tweet and stuff like that, and people were like, "Thank God, I'll play tomorrow" or something stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on there. Then all I know is that there is a toxic anti. This is what you can take away from this factual. Ricochet is an anti-cheat kernel level. It has been broken.
Oh man, Call of Duty games. Hey, speaking of Call of Duty, I did want to mention, if you guys don't watch Jacob Geller videos, he does like video essays on video games. It's very good YouTube channel. Anyway, he did one recently, and it's titled "Does Call of Duty Believe in Anything?"
I've actually seen this one.
It is an excellent video where he talks about whether or not the developers of Call of Duty believe their games are political in nature. And then they show scenes from the recent Modern Warfare, and it is like, oh, come on, guys. Like, it couldn't not be political. And then they go into, like, he talks about how, or he shows footage of the devs, and they're talking about how they wanted to present a perspectiveless game. So they made, like, the main person you play as not really have, like, much of a personality, so they can present it from your own perspective sort of thing. So it's a perspectiveless perspective of playing a game that is not political at all. It's very good. It's a very good video. You should go watch it. It's quite hilarious to listen to the devs talk about what's important content-wise in their game. I'll put a link in the notes. While you guys are all looking up information about this Ricochet leak, I'm sure Alex is going to find that I'm wrong somewhere.
Activision has said that they're totally okay with the leak and they expected it to happen.
Oh,
and that they totally expected
Good
advanced
save.
cheat crackers to like break the first version. So don't
Interesting.
worry, this is still got under control.
Yeah, this is all according to plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this them saying, yeah, all according to plan? Exactly.
All according to plan. It's
Yeah,
totally
sure.
fine.
Sure. Hey, speaking of leaks, we should probably mention Dune, which is in theaters literally today if you wanted to go watch it, or officially releases in the United States tomorrow, was leaked online. So that's something. It was released, a month ago internationally? Does that sound about right, Alex? And it's supposed to go live on HBO the same day it releases here in theaters. So, interesting. Film-related world, other things we should talk about, though. A few of us went and watched No Time to Die recently, which, if nobody has seen it, it is the new James Bond movie. Daniel Craig's last James Bond appearance. And is anybody else in this cast going to watch this movie? Does anybody care? Owen, you're going to watch it?
I'm going to watch it, but I know that there's like a big thing at the end, and go ahead and spoil it. I don't care.
First of all, this is the longest James Bond movie ever. It's like 2 hours and almost 40 minutes. And at the very end, James Bond dies. Just dead.
So there was time to die. Bunch of bullshit.
Man, that's A good point, Jake.
I was
Time to Die.
Like,
No one
I was
would've
in the
known.
theater, and several times they almost said the name of the movie, which I love when people do that. But they said Time to Die. They didn't say No Time to Die. I'm like, and then I would like lean over to Aaron. I'm like, no, it's No Time to Die. And then it actually makes perfect sense now because it is time to die.
Wild.
But if they'd named it that, everyone would have known. So
Everyone would have known.
wouldn't have really worked.
I was
Man. The mind's blown.
Did you like it, Alex? I thought it was a pretty solid movie.
I tentatively think it's my favorite
Really?
Your favorite
of the current series of Bond movies.
over Skyfall?
Dan Craig ones.
Yeah.
Man,
What
That's-
can I what's so good about it? What's
I don't know. It just had a vibe I was down with.
just had a vibe?
I think the real thing is Remy Malek's in it, and Alex is just like, yeah,
Rami Malek's in
yeah.
it, and he's like really good in it, and also they used him well.
yeah.
Also, they still have Christoph Waltz in it.
I mean, they used Christoph Waltz in this movie better than they used him in Spectre,
Right?
where he was the main villain. And he was in this movie all of like 5 minutes.
They had like some iconic very James Bondy scenes in it that I just feel like were kind of like a love letter to the series as a whole.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
Music
very
was real
much. It was very much. It went back to the roots of James Bond in a couple of those senses. Also, the fact that you didn't really know what the end game of the main villain was. Like if you watch old James Bond movies, it's just like this arbitrary. I'm going to take over the world, and I have nukes, or I have a giant space laser, or I have insert arbitrary mass destruction weapon. In this case, it was like in this case, it was nanobots that specifically can infect one person, but it's transferred from person to person until it finds the host, like 7 degrees of separation. So you infect someone on the planet with these nanobots and it eventually makes its way. There's no description of how they're powered, how they transfer, how many of them there are, if they reproduce, but whatever. Let's forget about that part. That doesn't matter.
I also like really dumb like tech weapons. So there's that.
The goal is for the nanobots to get to one specific person.
Yeah,
it's possible for them to do that. They can be coded to
narrow it
like
down.
They can be targeted to a single person or like an entire race of people, like depending on like how specific you want to get.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's genome targeted.
It's just like Metal Gear Solid 5. They stole it.
Man, honestly, it seems like this movie was going to be like somebody developed a virus and then the villain got the virus and then was going to release it on the world. And I feel like post-COVID, they were like, let's just change the whole thing to nanobots. It'll play better. Trust me.
If you replace nanobots with virus, the whole thing works the same way. So they could have done that.
Exactly the same. In fact, it doesn't even look like... The weirdest part about this whole movie, I think, in terms of the nanobots, is like when you see them making them, they're like a whole bunch of people in like basically full suits, like you'd see inside of a place where they're working on viruses, hazmat suits, and they're in pools of water, like fishing things out and then converting that into small capsules that look like this, like almost like goop inside of a vial. I'm like, I don't know how this is nanobots, but
it's nanobots. Trust me.
It's natural grown nanobots.
I swear they changed it from
fully
viruses
organic
post-COVID. Anyway, you really didn't get back to my point. You really didn't like understand the motivations of the main villain, which I think is very like James Bond. He's just like trying to rescue the world from this faceless guy for a while until you meet him, figure out who he is. It was a solid movie though. It was a good sign off for Daniel Craig, I think. Anyway, also in film related news, I should probably mention the Uncharted trailer came out today.
It did?
Yeah, if you guys didn't see the Uncharted trailer, you should go watch it. But the important part is Tom Holland has been revealed to be Nathan Drake.
Which we knew already.
I was gonna say,
that's been known for like ever.
Oh,
We've
I
known that
thought
for a
that was
while.
a new
Wow.
thing.
No.
Listen to the podcast once in a
I
while.
never listen to us, guys.
And
Yeah, we
he
said that on the
thing in
podcast.
first,
Yeah,
sorry, not
5
revealed,
seconds of the
confirmed.
trailer.
It was like it's a first footage of him being Nathan Drake, correct?
I mean, it's
It is the
kind
first
of-
footage, I guess.
Probably not.
Considering we've
Confirmed.
seen no footage of this movie before now.
Correct.
Like,
Confirmed.
we've seen stills of him as Nathan Drake already.
We got wet clothes Nathan Drake in this trailer, which is big important to the video game series. So that's
true.
cool.
I mean, there is a very spoilery Hollywood casting. If we want to talk about, someone's being casted into a new series. But I don't know if we want to go there.
What does
I want
anything you
spoilery.
just said mean?
Yeah.
I didn't follow it at all. What?
If it's
One of the-
spoiler,
one
I
of the-
don't want it. Stop.
It is spoilery
One
because
of the cast
apparently
people is a spoiler.
So Eternals
Robert
did their
Downey Jr. is
premiere.
going to be back in a
Eternals
Marvel
did their
movie,
premiere,
gotcha.
and of course there's post-credit scenes, and
Oh.
a celebrity shows up in one of the post-credit scenes, and everyone's like, "Oh, this celebrity is going to be playing blah da da in future movies."
Oh no, don't want to know. Don't
Yep.
want to know. That's a
No,
post-credit
thanks.
Marvel scene. I can't do it.
Yeah,
But Uncharted's in the
It
Marvel
is.
we still
Cinematic
talking about
Universe?
Marvel Universe.
Yeah,
exactly.
what happened? Hello?
Have you seen Nathan
Is this
Drake? I
on?
mean, that man could do
I
anything.
don't understand how we got to Eternals. Is this related to? Was it related to Uncharted still?
It was
Well, I
related
mean,
to
the casting?
spoilers of
it was
casting.
it was related to the casting
okay.
thing of just being like, "Oh, hey, so
What you said was so vague, it
Well,
could have been about literally
I'm trying
anything.
to
I don't
not
really-
spoil it for you as it was spoiled for me.
I don't know
Spoilers.
what you're talking about, so I don't think I am able to spoil it. But I will say Mark Wahlberg is Sully, and that's like so bad. It's so bad. He looks so bad in this movie as Sully. He doesn't look anything like Sully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing of the games, but I was very confused about Mark Wahlberg's character in there as a whole.
I
Like
mean,
everyone
haven't you
else
seen him in
looked
Painting
like
Game?
a video game character, and then there was him.
Yeah, it
What?
looks so weird.
It's supposed to be the age difference between those two because it looks
Big.
large.
I mean, it is supposed to be a large gap, but like,
It's supposed to be because Nathan Drake is like an adult
Nathan
and
Drake
Sully's
is,
like
yeah,
an old
old.
guy.
yeah, Sully's an
not
old
like-
dude in the game,
Not like Drake's like 17.
and Drake is like, like 35 or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Odd.
They have the car, like they have several scenes that I feel like they lifted straight from the games, like the cargo
Oh,
plane
yeah.
scene.
Cargo plane.
I wonder if they'll have more set pieces from the games in the movie that they haven't shown yet. Like I hope they
He's-
have the train rail.
I was gonna say
Scene.
now, as people have played the game, do you think that's gonna be awesome? Like, do you want to see things that you've already seen just done on cinema, or do you want to see things that are like that but different?
I could take either.
I feel like the games
So-
are designed to be so cinematic that making a movie's just kind of like, just do it, just do the thing.
I was
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
to say the same exact thing. I was like, I'm kind of like, this movie's gonna be terrible, and the reason I believe that is because the game was a movie.
Yeah.
I don't think the movie will be good, to be
I think
honest.
I prefer it in movie format though.
Guys,
Game
you
versus
know
movie.
that all
Rather just watch a movie of
movies
it.
that come out that were previously games, they're all good. That's just how
It's
it
true.
works. Video game movies are
Yeah.
amazing. We've discussed this multiple times on the podcast.
Yep.
Mhm.
No one can even name a video game movie that's bad.
No,
I
they're all
can
good.
name
It's
several.
impossible. No, you can't.
Assassin's Creed,
Assassin's
no.
Creed's the go-to.
Tomb Raider,
Can't even
Gosh.
name
the
a single
first
one. This is
Super
embarrassing.
Mario,
Cut
the
his- someone cut
second
his mic.
Super Mario,
Cut his-
Dead or Alive,
Tekken.
Tomb Raider's
Street
alright.
Fighter.
they're all excellent.
Sonic's pretty good.
Sonic is pretty good.
Sonic's real good actually.
See?
And Mario's
Yeah.
going to be even better. Sorry, Chris Pratt.
sure.
You guys remember Prince of Persia? What a good movie.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah,
I
dude.
actually really like that movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's a good one.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching this trailer for Uncharted, it just looks like Kingsman,
It does.
and like that shouldn't be what it looks like.
Do you think they could have gotten Taron Egerton to play Nathan Drake and it would have been fine? The guy who plays literally Eggsy?
I don't
In
think
Kingsman?
so.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
Too
I mean, I really
British.
like him.
He's good.
They should have just gone old Nathan Drake and picked like Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion or
Nathan Fillion would be awesome.
yeah. Just done like a story that takes place like after the games or something.
I think Chad agrees. I think he thinks that Taron Egerton could have done it. Look at his
I don't know-
face.
I don't
I
even
can
know
see
who
it.
that is.
The Kingsman.
Just Google the
The
Kingsman.
main Kingsman.
Yeah, the main dude.
Yeah,
in
he's the
Kingsman,
main
yeah.
guy.
No, no. Oh, isn't there another Kingsman coming out?
Yes.
The
Is there?
King's Man.
Yep.
Kingsman.
Kingsman,
Yeah.
that's right.
Is that actually it?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
the
Yeah.
King's
I
Space
fucking
Man.
hate.
It's a
And
prequel, right?
and it's a
It's-
prequel.
Yeah,
it's prequel.
it's like the start of the Kingsman, right?
Yep.
Whatever.
Very
sure.
excited. Very excited.
Yeah, it sounds so
Alternatively-
good. So excited.
You could have just cast Nolan North also.
Yeah, you
Oh.
could have actually.
Yeah.
Does he do like acting?
Real
acting?
acting.
I've seen
you-
him in certain things. He's
Have
got
you
like
seen
small
Uncharted
like,
the movie,
TV
the
roles.
video game? Last but not least, let's wrap this thing up by saying, importantly, you guys should tune in for our Extra Life 24-hour stream. If you've
Hell
actually
yeah.
made it to the end of the podcast, I'll be surprised.
Good job.
I
My
should put
Yeah,
this at
so
the
proud.
front.
My segment is literally 24 hours of New World.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Done.
Oh, shoot. We are going to be doing our Extra Life 24-hour stream on November 13th, which is a Saturday. We will be playing from 4:20 a.m. East Coast time to 4:20 a.m. on Sunday morning East Coast time.
God
Very
bless.
important start and stop times. Playing a lot of games. We had a blast last year. I actually don't. Does anybody remember how much we raised offhand? Oh, and you should know
Bunch,
this.
dude. Yeah, what is it?
I don't know off the top
How
of my
many
head.
dollars
Blowing
short are we currently with all of the money that you've
Oh
already...
no, we already passed it. I already raised enough that we're past what we did last year.
Do you remember last
Nice.
year when we were like, all right, we need to make it a goal every year that we have to outraise what we did the previous year? Yeah, this,
So
it's going to be a
basically-
problem for 2022. 'cause
Yeah.
No, so basically what needs to happen is that tournament that will hopefully cross our fingers happen next year. Instead of Owen being like, hey, everybody sign up and nobody signing up, we need to sign up and just do something because it seems like we could just win and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Because otherwise, this is going to be the outlier year. And I guess, you could always just, like, subtract 3,000 and then just see
There we go.
whatever the increase would be, since that was the amount that I won from the tournament.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but
Raised.
I'm already up $200 of non-tournament money.
That's also what's up.
Yeah.
We
Crazy.
raised $4,341.18 last year.
There we go.
Actually, like,
4,400. Whew. It's a lot of money, man.
actually
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
We're gonna easily surpass 5,000 this year. So
Our
that's,
team was
that's-
ranked 390.
I know,
no,
it's crazy.
we're up
Pretty
there.
good.
Like when I was looking at some of the teams that were like past, there are like notable streamers that we are way above, and I was like, all right, we're doing all right.
It is like 10 of us.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
it's still nice.
Oh yeah.
It was mostly our family and friends giving us the money. But,
It's also all
it
of our
doesn't-
listeners.
Yeah. Wow, Alex. The important part is this money goes to a good cause. This is for kids in children's hospitals. So make sure if you want to, we would love for you to donate. We'd love for you to stop by. If nothing else, we will be streaming on our stream on the 13th of November from, again, 4:20 a.m. East Coast to 4:20 a.m. on Sunday. That is Saturday, November 13th. Make sure you swing by, say hello, or donate. We'd love that too.
Yeah,
Anyways.
definitely please stop by, like, even if you can't donate, because the people that show up and are hanging out in chat are some of the best things that we really do have. I remember that last year, one of my friends was in my chat hanging out with me at 4 a.m. while we were starting off, and like that was it hit the heart very well of just being like, wow, this dude woke up early just to give me words of encouragement. Like, he's like, yeah, I got no money, but like, dude, you keep it up. Like, strong start. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being awake this early with us.
I think that was my only Facebook post in the past like 8 years too. So that's exciting.
Yeah. I
probably
I
do
don't
that
post
again.
anything, but every year there's just one extra life post.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, November
have-
13th. What, Chad? What?
two
I've been
com-
trying to
two
end this
comments.
podcast for 5 minutes.
No. I had 2 comments. One, I just looked at our page and somebody is named Cool Mom that gave $50 already. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
man. Thanks, Cool
Thanks,
Mom.
Cool Mom.
Thanks, Cool
I know
Mom.
who Cool Mom is, and
All right.
shout out to Faith.
Super off topic. The entire podcast, I have had a USB device connecting it and disconnecting over and over again.
No.
And I am being driven insane. So yeah, I just wanted to release that frustration into the ears of all of everybody right now.
Are you sure it's not just Provoxy?
It's not Provoxy.
I bet it is. All right, I'm officially ending this by saying November 13th, check it out, Extra Life. I'll post a link. Please stop by, come donate, and we'll catch you next time.